Well, after more than a decade of work by the Experimental Aircraft Association and the FFA, Mosaic Modernization of Special Airworthiness Certification is now a final rule. KQ2's Rusty Summers has more information.
Have you ever thought about flying one of these bad boys? Well, the FAA has made it a little bit easier. A generation after the creation of the original Sport Pilot and Light Sport aircraft rules, the EAA is celebrating Sport 2.0 and LSA 2.0.
Most flight schools aren't familiar with sport licenses. We're very familiar because one of our planes is a sport airplane. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter anymore because somebody getting their sport license can now fly a standard airplane, a Cessna 172, Cherokee 140, 180. You can fly a lot more airplanes than what you used to be able to fly with a sport certificate or sport license.
The announcement was made by U.S. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy at the EAA's annual air venture that's held in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
It allows the majority of recreational pilots to get their certificate for about half the time, half the effort, half the money, and a lot less medical requirements. And there's some limitations into that, but the majority of recreational pilots don't really use the full extent of their license, and so all this does is essentially right size the goal for the majority of recreational pilots.
Aircrafts with up to 4 seats are now allowed, although sport pilots will still be limited to 1 passenger.
This change is really important for general aviation because it just changes how you get there, and it just makes it a lot more achievable, a lot more affordable, and it brings back the idea of flying for fun. This is essentially a deregulation of recreational flying. And so you'll see a lot more airplanes in the air. You'll see a lot more interest from people who want to do this as a hobby.
Reporting in St. Joseph, Rusty Summers, KQ2 News.
The new aviation rules will go into effect in October.